I'm a Mac automation expert with over 20 years of experience, and in this video I'd like to show you how to create an automation workflow which adds a whip pen transition to your timeline in Premiere Pro in just a few seconds and with only one keystroke. And thanks to an automation method I developed myself over the years, you won't need any coding skills whatsoever and can easily do it yourself. Before we can create the automation workflow, we have to add our transition once manually. So create an adjustment layer, drag it to the timeline, navigate to the effects panel, search for the offset effect, add it to the adjustment layer, search for the Gaussian blur effect, add it to the adjustment layer as well, move the playhead to the point of the cut between both clips, move 5 frames to the left, go to the effect controls panel, create a keyframe for shift center 2, create a keyframe for blurriness, move the playhead 10 frames to the right, adjust the shift center 2 value to -960, create another keyframe for blurriness, move the playhead back to the point of the cut, set blur dimensions to horizontal, increase the blurriness value to 200, select all 5 keyframes, select Bezier as their temporal interpolation, select only the first keyframe for shift center 2, drag the blue handle down and a little bit to the right, drag the other blue handle of the second keyframe down and a little bit to the left, then trim the edges of the adjustment layer and you're done. When you're done, let's create a preset for the values of the effects for our whip pen transition. In the effect controls panel, select offset, then press and hold Command and select the Gaussian blur effect as well. Right click on either one of them and choose Save Preset from the pop-up menu. Rename your preset to whip pen transition and click OK. Now it's saved in the effects panel. Then navigate to the keyboard shortcuts window and assign shortcuts to adjustment layer, projects, effect controls, effects, timelines, and rename in the project panel section. Now remove the adjustment layer so we can start from scratch. Let's automate the whole process. Make sure you have the free version of the app BetterTouchTool installed on your Mac, which you can download for free by clicking the link in the video description below. Launch the app and navigate to its configuration menu by clicking this symbol in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Click on these 3 little dots up here. Add a new trigger by clicking on the plus symbol and choose reusable named trigger in the right column. Name this trigger whip pen transition. Add a second trigger and name it workflow speed. Click on the plus symbol in the middle column, select the action called pause execution, delay next action blocking from the drop-down menu in the right column and set its value to 1 second. Now highlight our main whip pen transition trigger and add the first action by clicking the plus symbol in the middle. Click into the search field, type launch app and select the action launch app, open file, start Apple script. Click on select app file and choose Premiere Pro. This will bring Premiere Pro to the front. Add another action called trigger named trigger, highlight the workflow speed trigger in the left column, copy its name and paste it into the text field of our trigger named trigger action. This will allow us to adjust the overall speed of our workflow when we're done. I won't mention it each time, but make sure that all actions of our workflow are separated with this trigger named trigger action. Our next action is the shortcut which opens the projects panel. In my case, it's Shift+Y, followed by the shortcut which creates an adjustment layer. In my case, Command Option Control Shift+A. This will open the pop-up menu to create the adjustment layer, which then has to be confirmed by hitting the enter key. And because our adjustment layer is already selected, we can add our shortcut for renaming it properly. To do so, add the action insert type paste custom text and type whip pen transition into the text field on the right. Add a tab key shortcut action and an escape key shortcut action to deselect our adjustment layer. Then add the shortcut action you've assigned to timelines in Premiere Pro. In my case, it's Shift+V. We want the playhead to move 6 frames to the left, so we add 6 left arrow key shortcut actions. The next action is called find search image on screen and move mouse. Adjust the settings as shown, then click on choose area of screen and position and resize the red transparent rectangle like this. Then hit the spacebar on your keyboard and wait 3 seconds until the screenshot appears up here in this little square. This will tell your mouse cursor where to hover, in our case exactly into the upper left corner of the screenshot. Now add a delay of 0.3 seconds this time, followed by an action called drag mouse to position. In the right column, choose relative to center of active window, then click on record new position and switch to Premiere Pro. Hover your mouse cursor exactly to your playhead and press the spacebar on your keyboard, which will save the position in BetterTouchTool. Don't worry that your video continues playing, BetterTouchTool saves the position anyways. Just move your playhead back where it was, switch back to BetterTouchTool and click save. Now we want the playhead to move 12 frames to the right, so we add 12 right arrow key shortcut actions to to our workflow. The next action is called Move Mouse to Position. Change it to relative to center of active window and set the duration to 0.3 seconds. Switch to Premiere Pro again and hover to this position because we want the automation to trim our adjustment layer. Hit the spacebar, stop your video again, head back to BetterTouchTool and confirm the saved mouse cursor coordinates by clicking Save. Now add the following actions. Shortcut C for the cut tool, the action left click at current mouse position and the shortcut V, followed by the action Move Mouse to Position. You want your mouse cursor to hover over the right part of the adjustment layer we want to get rid of. The next action is another left click followed by a delete key shortcut action. Next comes an arrow up shortcut action to move the playhead to the center, and then another move mouse action to hover back to the left of our adjustment layer. Add an action called Save Current Mouse Position and a left click action. Add 5 more left arrow shortcut actions to position your playhead where the transition will start. Then add the shortcut for the effects panel, in my case Shift plus C, followed by Shift plus F, which is the native shortcut in Premiere Pro for the effects panel's search field. Add the action Insert Type Paste Custom Text and write Whip Pen Transition into the text field in the right column of BetterTouchTool. Also, type it into the search field in Premiere Pro manually once in order to display the preset we have saved earlier. Head back to BetterTouchTool and add the action Find Search Image on Screen and move mouse to the workflow and adjust all settings in the right column as shown here. Then add the action Drag Mouse to Position again, but this time make sure to select relative to saved mouse cursor position from this drop-down menu over here and copy all the other settings as well. Add the following 6 shortcut actions. Shift plus C to go back to the effects panel, Shift plus F, the delete key, the enter key, Shift plus X to open the effect controls panel, and finally Shift plus V to switch to the timeline panel. Click on the app icon at the top of your screen and restart the app. Now let's reset everything in Premiere Pro and test our automation by clicking the little play icon down here. And as you can see, it works like a charm. It's still pretty slow, so let's go back into BetterTouchTool, select our workflow speed trigger and set the delay from 1 second to 0.1 seconds. Although it's 10 times faster now, it works just as fine. And because we have created our workflow as a reusable trigger, we can assign it to any trigger we want now. For example, if you want to trigger it with a regular shortcut, simply click on this little keyboard icon up here, click on the plus icon, and now you can record any shortcut you like. Because this is the first episode of a whole series on how to automate Premiere Pro, I'm going to assign this whip pen transition workflow to a key of this used additional keyboard I have prepared in order to turn it into a really fancy customized stream deck. In my case, I press this key and change the trigger condition from works on all keyboards to works on keyboards with same type as used for recording to avoid activating the workflow when I press the same key on my regular keyboard. In order to assign our whip pen transition workflow to this key, all we have to do is to add the action called trigger named trigger, copy the name of our reusable named trigger and paste its name into this text field in the right column. And this is how we can automate adding a whip pen transition in Premiere Pro with only one keystroke.